Hey, how you guys doing today? I just want to give you guys my thoughts on The Division. I've put in quite a bit of time in the last few days, and I just want to give people who are on the fence and wondering if they should buy it, just my initial thoughts on it. Now, this is for the first time you play this, you're probably gonna like the story but hate the gameplay because that's how I felt. It was because to me, it's not very realistic to have like hit markers and stuff in a Tom Clancy game. But even though I don't like that part, and that's the principal part I don't like, and I also don't like when enemies will, especially like the cleaners faction, they'll charge you and just spray you with their flamethrowers, and it's overwhelming on hard mode. But besides that, I don't really have many other gripes with this game. You know, uh, the easiest comparison I can make this to, I know people are going to say I'm reaching here, but cross out The Division and write Tom Clancy's Fallout, because this is basically what it is. You and up to four and up to three other friends can wander through a basically I Am Legend type wasteland of New York and fight various enemy factions, do missions. It's actually really fun, and you build up like a base, like it's like Mother Base in Metal Gear. If any of you guys ever played that, and it's getting really good. It's like just like Fallout, you can get similar missions or the same missions over and over, but they take you to different areas, and due to the difference in map geography, they don't get old. You just do them, and it's just something to do uh, as opposed to something that's just constantly repetitive. The missions, even though they're similar, they don't get, well, the side missions, that is, they don't get repetitive. And then also you have these little bonus collectibles throughout the environment. There's cell phones. You listen to cell phone conversations. There's these really other cool ones where you find other Division agents' files, and there's these things called echoes, which it takes security camera footage, meshes it with any audio recording devices that were around, so other cameras, other cell phones, and makes a digital 3D imprint in the ground where you can see what happened to different people, and you're essentially tracing their footsteps. It's kind of the easy way to describe it, if I didn't describe it too much, is Batman Arkham. The Batman Arkham is the detective mode, is the easiest way to describe it, and it's really cool because you got all these random side stories playing out in New York, and just like your typical RPG, you can, excuse me, you can customize your character. You can change his clothes. You can change their weapons. And if you change your weapons, they have different damages and stuff like that. And that's really the only problem I have with that is it doesn't have a realistic damage model. And if it did, it would make the game better. But I still like it the way it is because I finally get how to play it. And you have all these different perks and talents and stuff. It's really cool. And this is just in the single player. You have the entire Dark Zone, which is the multiplayer component to the Division, where you can fight other players, other NPCs, and get different loot inside the Division, inside the Dark Zone, which is it's basically in the middle of Manhattan, the very middle, and that's all the way down is the Dark Zone. Now, is it repetitive? No, not repetitive. Does it live up to the hype? I'm sorry. Does it live up to the hype? And is it a true Tom Clancy game? I will have to say yes, even though it does not have the realistic damage model. It has everything a Tom Clancy game would have to be considered a classic. it actually, you know what? And when you first play this game, I'm not gonna lie, you're probably not gonna like it at first because you got to get used to, you got to get used to it. You got to do a bunch of missions. You got to start ranking up. It's like when it reminds me when I first played Fallout or when I first played Dying Light. I was like, this shit is whack. And then I came back like a month later after seeing my sister play it, especially with Dying Light. I came back like a month later and, well, shit, no, it was like almost a year later and just started playing the shit out of the game. And then I loved it. To give you an idea of how much this kept doing side missions, just doing side missions kept us entertained, kept me entertained, is me and four other friends started playing this game yesterday at what? About 7:15. We played up to midnight. Well, excuse me, no, up to 1 a.m. when the server maintenance went down, Eastern Standard Time. When the server maintenance came into effect, and then when it went when the server maintenance went, when they finished fixing the servers, we played for another like 2.5 hours. So, and it didn't get boring. It was just, that is actually that's not the longest I've ever played a game before at home at night. That's the longest I've ever done co-op with people before, especially four people. So, is this game a buy, sell, or rent, or steal? I gotta say, it's a buy. Yeah, you have a RPG like I said a million times earlier, you have an RPG like damage model, but besides that, it's a real Tom Clancy game that is reminiscent of the classics, i.e., your first three Splinter Cells, your first six Rainbow Sixes, and your, I want to say, your first all the way up through Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2, GRA 2. It's reminiscent of that. And it's a third person. It's like Ghost Recon meets Gears of War, and to some extent Mass Effect, in the sense that you customize your character, you have buddies you play with, and the damage model is kind of like Mass Effects. And a barren Fallout like, well, a barren minimalistic Fallout type wasteland. So if you guys like all four of those games, oh, well, actually it's more than four, like six games, go pick this up. Have a good day. Rate, comment, subscribe, whatever you kids do these days. Have a good day.